Hello, theater fans. Welcome to One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing Ivoryton Playhouse's production of Mystic Pizza, with a book written by Sandy Rustin, based on the MGM motion picture, with story and characters by Amy Holden Jones, musical arrangements and orchestrations by Carmel, directed and choreographed by Brian J. Feehan, and running through July 28th at the Ivoryton Playhouse at 103 Main Street, Ivoryton, Connecticut. Serve up some love over at my Patreon page, where you can, for as little as $1 a month, support this show, as well as my classic cinema podcast, Yesterday's Matinee, where our latest episode, Lady and the Tramp, is now available. I want to thank all my current patrons, especially my Neo and Hamilton tier patrons, and welcome to the new ones. I'll leave a link in the description. Most of what I'm about to say is no knock against Ivoryton Playhouse. I think from a business standpoint, it was a novel decision to produce the first Connecticut production of the new musical adaptation of Mystic Pizza, with the actual real Mystic Pizza only about a half hour's drive away. There will be a lot of interest in the region in wanting to see the show just on proximity alone, and that will generate a lot of revenue for the theater. So I get that, and on a strictly business point of view, I approve. But Mystic Pizza is a bad musical, and most of it isn't Ivoryton's fault. It's the concept, taking what was at best a mediocre movie and deciding to adapt it into a musical by shoehorning over 20 jukebox songs into the narrative. Classic 80s tracks like Addicted to Love, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and Never Gonna Give You Up pepper the show with nostalgia, but do nothing for the story except pad its runtime to a bloated 2.5 hours. This show would have been much better served as just a play, or with original songs written by a competent composing team who could capture the 1980s era pop sound that would have been appropriate for the show. Sandy Rustin's book isn't bad. I'd even say if the songs weren't in the show, it'd be a pretty decent stage adaptation. Instead, we get what feels like a blatant cash grab on rose-tinted glasses-wearing Gen Xers who want to reminisce on the good old days. Again, this is nothing against Ivoryton's production, aside from the choreography, which reminded me of about community theater level quality dancing. Otherwise, Feehan and the cast and crew do make a concerted effort to make this show as enjoyable and entertaining as possible. The three leading ladies, Carina Hernandez as Kat Arroyo, Ariella Kivashny as her sister Daisy, and Alyssa Giannetti as their friend Josephina, Jojo Barboza, all have their distinct charming qualities as three young ladies who work at the titular Mystic Pizza, and their chemistry together is delightful. The three attempt to balance love and careers as they look to their future, wondering if the men they meet in their lives are worth the potential sacrifice of who they want to be with their careers. Jojo, who is supposed to marry Bill Montijo, played by the marvelously funny Will Clark at the top of the show, backs out and reconsiders if marriage is right for her. Daisy falls for Ivy Leaguer Charles Gordon Windsor Jr., played with proper pomposity by Isaac Cuber, while considering how she can find a career in constitutional law. Meanwhile, Kat, the youngest of the bunch at 18, is gearing up to start college, but falls for Tim Travers, an older married man who owns a house that she caretakes. Tim Travers is played with appropriately subtle sleaziness by Michael Ferraro. Meanwhile, the trio of ladies are trying to figure out how to save the pizzeria from closing permanently, helping their employer, Leona Silvia, played by Lynne Rideout, find a way to generate revenue. All the actors work to make the couples come off the way they need to, with the various incompatibilities properly showing through. Cully Long's scenic design is great. I love the look of the Mystic Docks, with elements transforming into tables for the pizzeria, and Marcus Abbott does some great work with the lighting, especially coloring and shading the upstage elements and getting Kat and Tim lit from a fairly high balcony set piece stage right. Ivoryton Playhouse makes a valiant effort to make Mystic Pizza into an enjoyable show. But alas, the musical component doesn't work and frankly becomes cringeworthy every time a song comes up. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Mystic Pizza, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. Also in the description will be a link to my Patreon page where you can visit if you'd like to support my channel. You can also support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be the off-Broadway production of Empire. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.